Hello, everybody. Welcome again back to ReGrown Podcast. You're listening to episode 4. Disclaimer, this episode is about the emasculation of men, pretty much men becoming soft. And a lot of you guys might or might not be offended, so I'm just going to put that disclaimer out there. There's no filter here. We're going to go to the raw truth and even offer some personal experience.
That is true. That is lots of things that we're going to touch on today, coming with men and also the perspective that women have towards men as women with their hypergamous nature and all that, as well as men sacrificing like their own lives or their own grind when they're not even ready yet to settle down for like a relationship or a family. And they get tied down like that just so that way that woman could have a child and he could have a child, but they're not even ready for it, and how that can affect in the future basically that child, because financial stress can come into play, and then the husband, or not even the husband but the mom and dad, could go their own ways, and then that child now is missing an important role in their life.
Exactly, because I think every kid needs both a masculine and a feminine figure growing up. And that's why I think this whole toxic masculinity stuff is just crap. A strong, positive, masculine role model is nothing toxic. If that's the case, is there such thing as toxic femininity? I don't believe so. There's just masculine energy, and then there's feminine energy, and the two need to work in cohesion for there to be a balance. And I feel like a lot of society today is trying to take away that masculine energy, in the name of I guess third wave feminism. It's not even so much about equal rights anymore. Now it's about a lot of it's about putting men down. And a lot of men are also becoming, like white knight heroes, trying to, selling themselves short, selling their own dreams short, just to pretty much get laid or, to win favor over women. And that's the problem. And in order for society to correct itself and to move towards everlasting truth, men, and a lot of guys listening, like men, we're supposed to be the natural born leaders. There is like the alpha female, strong-minded women, that's okay. But men in general, we have to be the natural-born leaders and strive every day to accomplish our goals and, become that 1% man, in charge of our mind, body, and spirit. And, and a lot of women nowadays also need to learn to allow their man to take lead in a lot of things involving life, bills, responsibilities. It's okay to have an opinion, but the natural order of things is men are supposed to be the natural born leaders, and we're starting to see that dynamic fall apart, which is causing, a lot of noise in society.
You said it causes lots of noise in society, and I had to agree with that, because you can even see lots of issues with women with guns and other men with guns, but they say it's toxic to have the relationship with your father, and he wants to teach that kid how to defend themselves with a firearm or how to go hunting with a firearm, so they had to take that time. And I think that's great bonding time, going out with your son, going out with your father, going hunting and showing them the safety of it, showing them, hey, this is the do's and the don'ts of the guns, because there's lots of things that go with it. And also builds the principle and like a good foundation for them to base their own principles off of as well.
Yeah, and I think a lot of guys as well, like as you were saying with principles, a lot of men don't have principles or weren't raised with principles. And most commonly, I think this happens in single mother households. And, like, for example, personal experience, like most of my childhood, I grew up with a single mother. As much as I love my mother to death, in your developmental years, your first decade, first 12, 15, whatever, 15 years of life, your developmental years, without having a strong masculine role model, and being surrounded by feminine energy, it does play an effect on you becoming I guess soft, like when I was a little kid, I felt like I was soft in a lot of ways, like avoiding confrontation and, like not sticking up for myself, and, you will be stuck in that position until you come to a point where you want to make that change for yourself. One thing that I loved about the Marine Corps is, being surrounded by, masculine energy, that also comes into you. Is it that, I guess, can anything could be considered toxic? Not so much masculinity that's toxic, just toxic behavior. But you know, people saying, "Oh, boys will be boys" is a bad thing. Like, okay, I mean, if you're going out there and hurting and assaulting people, regardless, that's like, is it masculinity that made you do it? So it's toxic. All right, what about the women who like? I know a lot of violent women. Is that also to blame for toxic masculinity as well? So, and these are questions that I've been wondering and I've been wanting to ask, and I encourage you guys, listeners, to also take into consideration. Like, what are your principles? What do what do you value? What are your morals? Because you don't really have masculinity, and you can't really consider yourself a man if you don't have your own principles, your own morals, your own ethics, and your own boundaries. And I think that's the first step to manhood, is finding your boundaries and enforcing them.
Yes, finding yourself and being able to know yourself, finding the things that you do like and the things that you don't like, and what you actually do stand for. And that way you hold yourself to a standard, and then with that standard you have a good judge of others on standard as well. You can hold them. I wouldn't hold them to as high of a standard as yourself, because that could just lead to disappointment time in and time out again. But hold them to a standard at least, or at least try and guide them to the way that would be a better, healthier lifestyle for them, because lots of people don't even know that they're living in it. And then if they never had a masculine, good role model in their life, you could be it if you could hold yourself to a standard, if that makes sense, in the sense of like being a male, or like a good role model to other individuals and others to help them find themselves.
Yeah. Actually, Nate, I was watching a video. Was it earlier? Actually, I wanted to get into this topic. Like what happens when men get too involved in feminine energy and pretty much sell themselves short on becoming their, full potential. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, do you think guys who are raised with too much feminine energy, that affects them negatively?
Well, yes, I think it can affect them negatively. And then also, at the same time, I'd say it's also pushed with some of the males along on the other side. Because if you think about it, think about how many times us as males get told, hey, you got to put the woman before yourself. You got to put like 3 months' salary down on a ring, or whatever it may
Yeah.
be. But you're told to do that as the male. But what is the woman expected to
Yeah.
do? Like nowadays, and like they're singing, I don't cook, I don't clean, and like all that. And then they think they're cute, and they think that actually like valued men like are gonna like them. They're wrong, and it's kind of funny in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, a valued guy would like them, but not for the right reasons. And
Yeah,
that's what women don't understand.
exactly. And I think with that too, along with males that grew up in like single mother with a single mother, they do that as well, because they seen that their mother been hurt time in and time out again, and we were young and we loved our mother in a sense, and we never viewed our mother as wrong in no sense. But as we like grew older, we could see behaviors in like our mother, and then we could
Yeah.
see like some of the things that could have drove it away, kind of thing. And it makes me think at the same time, like, oh, like now it makes me think in a whole different perspective, because before I never wanted to hurt a woman, but now that I see like what women have done to me, the behavior that they treated me in, I'm like, I wonder some of that same behavior has it been in the history of like my family or whatever it may have been.
Yeah. I mean, I think also it goes against the nature of things for men to put the woman first, and that might be due to societal conditioning. And I think part of it is breaking the matrix. Like if that's societal conditioning, if anything, because if we want to look into the natural order of things, your woman is supposed to be your she's supposed to be your rock, your person you confide in. And if she ain't doing that and she's taking everything from you and you're losing yourself in the process of being with that person, I guess it can go both ways, but more so for the fellas, if you're losing yourself in the process of being with somebody, maybe it's time to go out, check out. You got to put yourself first as a man, and the right woman will respect your grind, respect what you're doing, not give you a headache and not be all demanding. She will be there for you mentally, physically too. And if she genuinely has respect for you as a man, she'll understand why you're doing what you're doing, to build a better future, to be on your grind. But, earlier before we were talking about hypergamous nature, it's very, very rare you find a woman who is gonna date you while you're on your come up. Like hypergamy is,
they're gonna keep you on the back burners.
they might keep you on the back burner straight up, yeah. But all too often women never date down, and that's what it is. Again, the natural order of things, men are supposed to be the natural born leaders. Women look for the best option in terms of who's going to be the most financially stable and the best provider. But the thing is do you want to be that beta male provider? You can still be a provider as an alpha male, but what makes you a beta, what makes you a simp is, I guess, in a sense, who you're doing it for. Like, you doing it for a real one, or you're doing it for, the 90% of thoughts out there who are just fishing for attention, and you got beta male orbiters up in their DM doing all this, extra crap. But how you pull yourself out of that and be the guy that she actually wants is you focus on your grind. You ain't willing to sell yourself short and throw your life out there into, be in her frame. When a woman comes into your life, she should be in your frame. I'm not gonna lie, I've been in this situation. I talk about it because I was a beta, I guess, bitch before, and every day it's still a struggle to kill it, but you got to keep in mind where you're going and where you want to be. And every day it gets easier and easier as you continue down this path of self-enlightenment, self-respect, and figuring out who you are as a man. And as you're continuing to go down this path of going as a man, you also have to realize societally we have been conditioned from the get-go. So I'm not going to sit here and take a victim mindset, but it is true. Even look into the school systems, which we're about to discuss here in a second.
Oh, with the school systems, they are feminine in nature. Just look at them. You can't even defend yourself, for crying out loud. Going to school, you get into a physical altercation with someone. If I fight back, I'm going to get suspended as well. And they're teaching you not to defend yourself. It's bad, and that you should always call on the help of someone else and have someone else do that for you. Mm-hmm. And they want to take away that right from you and have that be okay with you, that, hey, someone will always be there for me. But in reality, if you're getting robbed and you call the police aren't going to show up for like 10-15 minutes, to be honest with you. So what are you going to do? Is that robber going to sit there for 10-15 minutes waiting for the police to show up? No.
Exactly. And this is small things people don't realize, but this takes away from your manhood. Part of being a man, and I don't care what anybody says, you have to be independent. You do. Like, you have to be independent. You have to be able to take care of yourself, take care of your body, do all of this. Like, it's nice. People need help, when it comes with business or like friendships, this and that. But you have to be independent as a man for you to even go anywhere. And the school system telling you not to defend yourself, that's robbing you from your power as a person. That what is the word, Nate? Like that's empowered, I guess, disempowerment. Yeah, it robs you from the ability to make your own decisions as a man out of fear. And, it's and it's a feminized society. Like, in real world scenarios, like what does that tell people? Oh, rely on other people to help you. But in the real world, nobody really cares about what a man feels. Like a man gets his validation through his results, not based off of feelings. And like the sooner we tell young boys like that's how the world works, the more I feel it would become better for just, everybody in general. Then women have strong men to look up to.
I agree with that. And then it's also important for fathers to have strong relationships with their daughters. That way they have that strong male role model and they see the way, hey, my dad treated me with a standard. He had respect for me in X, Y, and Z ways. At least a male should have at least had this basics for me. And it's important for that because we touched bases with the guys as well, but it's also important for the females to have that as well. Because otherwise, if you don't, if they have daddy issues, they're probably going to be running around going and thotting, and that's going to be the honest truth. Because that's what they do. They're hurt, and they're seeking their validation through physical ways. They want to get pleased sexually in that sense, and that's what makes them feel good about themselves. And that's where that is bad, and that's toxic, because now they're decreasing their value as a woman, and they're giving themselves up, essentially, just for that.
Yeah, and fellas, to piggyback off that point, I think it's also important to pay attention to how, if you're dating a girl, see how your girl's mother treats her father. Because sometimes the father can still be present in her life and not be a good male role model. Because if he's the beta and he's allowing all this crap to happen to him and be treated with disrespect from both the wife and the daughter, chances are she's going to see you the same way. So it's very important to, be aware of these things and really understand the type of people that you're dealing with. A lot of situations could be avoided if you just took that to heart. And, and see, because in that book, Unplugged Alpha, actually, it's a book Nate and I both read by, what's his name?
Richard Cooper.
Richard Cooper. Great book. I recommend reading it. It talks about death by 1,000 concessions, which is the point that I want to bring into how, like, even the father could be present and not to be a strong masculine role model. Like, if a man allows his, death by 1,000 concessions. So, like, if a man allows his girl, hey, I don't like your beard, you should cut it off, and he does it, and just thing after thing after thing after thing, eventually you get robbed of your masculinity. You get robbed of your balls, And, women do pull shit tests on you. She's trying to see if she can really make you change for her. And 9 times out of 10, women are emotional creatures. You will change for her, and then you'll change into somebody she don't want. Because deep down, what she really wants is that alpha figure, that person to lead and guide her, And if she knows she has the balls in the relationship, it's just a matter of time till you get replaced by somebody bigger and badder. That's just the nature of the world. And, men, we got to realize that. We got to do better. We want a 1% women. We want to. You think these good girls, the girls out there who have a future and who are solid, they're going to be some weak guy? Hell no. You got to become the best version of yourself in order to get the best wife, if that's what you're looking for. But that's a long vetting process, and you got to put in the work in yourself before that can happen.
That is true. That is true. With that, too, I don't understand why we have this mindset now as men. There's lots of men out there who think that, hey, they can't talk to more than one girl at a time. They feel guilty just because they're talking to a girl. They're acting like that girl doesn't have like 10 to 20 other guys hitting them up in their DMs.
Oh, yeah, she
does.
does.
And then, and then they're getting validated in that way. And they're getting told they're hot shit and all that from all these different dudes. So in reality, bro, like, focus on yourself, knock out your grind, and just vet out your options. You can be talking to multiple people at once. Doesn't mean that you're seeing anyone in particular, or that you're committed to anyone in particular. You don't hold that. You don't have those bonds on you. You don't have those chains on you in that sense. You can talk to them. Hey, this is so-and-so. This is so-and-so, and this is so-and-so. I like this about them. I like that about them. And then you can just slowly get to know them. And eventually, you know, you can vet out your best options and pick from that sense. And it's not bad to do. And then it's also good just to have, like, female friends in a sense as well. Because females will attract other females in a sense, like, hey, you can socialize, you can talk. Lots of guys just look at females in like a sexual way, and they want to get with them, and that's why it drives lots of these females away, because they
Yeah.
see that you're desperate in that sense. So you're gonna just drive them in the way in that sense, instead of just being friends. What's wrong with just being friends and getting to know them in that sense, and getting to get that trust in between you and that other individual or whoever it may be? And then that way you can meet their friends and they can meet your friends, and then boom, you guys are building more friendships in that sense. And
Squad up, network.
squad up and network, and then next thing you know, that you can be working on things that you never thought you could work on with other individuals, because you didn't think other people thought like you, but in reality they do.
Yep. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. Guys, stop trying to fuck everything that moves. Like, seriously.
Yes, get in control of your sexual energy. That's all it is. And then yeah,
Yeah. Think with the head on top, not the head down there. You know, a lot of guys end up going into committed relationships because they're thinking with the wrong head. I'm not mentioning names. I'm not gonna say anything. I've done it.
I've done it. I'm not perfect by any sense, but I'm just saying what I've done in the past, I'm not gonna do again. I
Yeah.
changed my whole mind. I changed mindset. I changed my whole lifestyle. I changed a lot about me before. For a woman, and I will never do that again. I changed it not only for the woman but also myself, because I wasn't feeling 100% at that time,
Yeah.
to be honest, but a lot of it was for a woman too, and I'm never going to do that again. And I've learned from my past experiences, and I'm just going to say it, a woman's going to enter my frame now, and she's going to enter my lifestyle, the things that I like to do, and I'm going to introduce her to it. And that's just going to be the way it is, because that's going to be the best way it is, because she's going to be interested. She's mysterious. She'd like that mysterious side of you, because she's curious on what you do.
Yep. And also, guys, if you're not in a committed relationship with anybody, you're talking to somebody, you don't need to be telling everything that's going on with your life. Keep things a secret. Protect your energy, you know. And as Nate was saying earlier, which I forgot to say, I wanted to go off of that too. It's okay to talk to multiple girls. Like, y'all know that in her DMs she got 30 times the amount of men and girls you got in your DMs hitting her up, giving her validation, you know. So you gotta be smart. Understand your role. She's not gonna tell you straight up everything, you know, but like, you as a guy, it's your job to know that. It's your job to know that she's looking out for her best option, and that's okay. That's what it is. That's how life works. Don't get pissed off about it. Don't get red pill rage. And, you know, I mean, you are going to get it at one point. Somebody's going to break your heart if it hasn't happened already, and you will go through it. But don't let it destroy you, you know? Like, understand the world for what it is and use that energy to make you a better person and get the best options that you want. Get out of life what you want out of it. Don't get this victim mindset, because it will break you down, you know. And I'm still struggling with it every day. But, you know, that's a battle. That's the demons you got to fight every day. That complacency, self-pity, you know, like, everybody goes through it. But how you handle it and how you manifest it and what you do is what makes you either part of that 1% or not.
It's facts. I like that a lot. I like exactly what you just said. And it's about how you pick yourself up, essentially, because lots of men just get depressed after they get done with a woman. They let that one woman break them down for the rest of their lives, and next thing you know, they just derail their whole life.
Yeah.
Whether they go to
Eating scraps, pretty much.
Exactly, and then they just go to bottom feeders. And I'm not gonna lie, like, this is like your toxic women, and then they keep getting hurt over and over and over again. Then they're down this wormhole of just toxic women after toxic women after toxic women, because they're at the bottom of women that they're going for now, the value. And then you just continually get hurt. And that's why, men, just focus on yourself.
Oh yeah. And if you're in your early 20s, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't care if you think you found Princess Jasmine. You should not be focused on a long-term relationship until you have discovered who you are as a man. As a woman though, that's a little different. A man can help her discover who she is. But as a man, it's up to you and yourself to discover who you are. And like I said, society does not care about your feelings, gentlemen. It doesn't. They don't. Society doesn't care about your feelings or the struggles that you go through. We as men have our own individual struggles with, the court systems, divorce, family law, like everything is out to beat men down. And then everybody says, oh, men are privileged, like, oh, really? Are men privileged? I've never seen happy hour free drinks for men anywhere. Never. I never seen family law take the side of a man unless the mother was a crackhead. Like men have higher suicide ratings. Men often deal with stress and depression a lot higher rates than women. So yeah, men have their own problems, and don't let society tell you that we're the privileged, this and that. Like, no, men go through a lot, and a lot of these women also don't realize that. That's why I say, like, this third wave feminism crap, it is killing men. And I don't want to get too much into feminism because that's for next episode, but yeah.
And with that, with women won't admit this, but us men can admit it. If you even look back on history, look at how disposable men have been to women. And this is why women treat us in a sense that we are disposable. But in a sense, why do we let them treat us like that? We shouldn't. Because if we have an abundant mindset and you know that you can go on to the next one, then that woman can't tell you anything in a sense because you had those women lined up for you.
And you know your worth.
And you know your worth, exactly, because you're not letting a woman treat you like that. And then because that goes in, if a woman can treat you like that, she's going to know that she can control you. And she's going to know that you're a little beta bitch. And she's going to put you on the back burner because she knows that you're going to be a good man and that you could suit her well in the future.
You're going to be a little good puppy, her good little boy, That's not what you want to be as a man. Straight up. She's supposed to be a good one for you, not you're a good one for her. No, be a good man. But there's a difference between being the nice guy and being a good man. Be a good man. Don't be the nice guy. That cringy nice guy who'll throw out his whole entire life, his principles, his morals, just to get into girls' pants. It's not worth it. It never will be worth it.
Yeah, if she can't admit she's wrong once in a while, fellas, she's probably wrong a lot more times than you think. I'm just gonna be honest.
And also, if she came from the streets, chances are you're gonna have to send her back at one point. Okay, now I'm just talking shit. But seriously though.
Alright, and on top of this, what I was saying with men being disposable in the history, just look at when civilizations got taken over by another one, or another tribe attacked another tribe, or whatever it may be, another army defeated another army and took over their city. Like, they killed all the men typically and kept the women and the children and
wiped them up and
turned them into war brides essentially. They got brought in and they got married into, and they got supported by that man and that family. And that's why men are known as the providers, and this is why women were known as like the caretakers of like the family kind of thing. They took care of the house, the children, and all that. And that's why the women are emotional, and this is why also we can say women don't make as much as men because they aren't willing to do the jobs that men are willing to do on top of that.
Yeah. That's for feminism.
All right, very well. We will save that. We will save that.
We will save that for the feminism episode. And we got a special guest coming for the feminism episode. I'm not gonna say now who it is, but we're gonna bring guests onto the next episode. But yeah, going back to the original point, men throughout society were disposable. And it is what it is, the women get taken as war brides, or, husbands get killed in war and battle. Look at the Titanic. Men stayed on the ship and died. Women were saved, so like, and that's what I'm saying, like this whole like patriarchy shit, it's like, and toxic masculinity, like we face our own issues. And you think women are stupid? No, they can take care of themselves. They know what's going on, and they will, take care, cheat the system, and get what they want out of it. Especially if she don't see you as that alpha male, she will fucking destroy you for everything that you're worth, But a real woman, like a 1% woman, she's not even going to waste her time with beta males. So that's the difference. Those 99% or the 90% will waste their time with the beta male and try to use him for everything he's worth, then leave. But that 1% woman who's chasing excellence, she's going to be with the man who's also chasing excellence, and they're going to become a power couple and a money-chasing team. And that's what you should be striving for, gentlemen. You should be striving to become the best at what you do and where you want to be. Just stop with the pedestalization of mediocrity. You deserve more, but you got to earn it.
Facts. And guys, keep in mind that most of the time you're not going to be finding these good girls at the club. You're not going to be finding them at the bar. You're not going to be finding them in lots of the places that you are probably going, house parties or whatever you may be.
Tinder.
Yeah, Tinder, Bumble, whatever it may be. You got to keep in mind that these women on there and around these are like in the party state of their lives. Like they're out there to have fun. They went out there to have a good time, to enjoy themselves.
Explore their options too.
Yes, explore their options. Because, you probably went up and talked to them, right? But think about how many other guys went up and talked to them that night. Probably like 8 or 9 other guys.
Yeah.
Well, you wasted like probably 3 hours just to go talk to one or whatever it may have been.
You slid in her DMs along with 30 other dudes that day.
Yep. And she's not gonna give you the time of day. Then you're upset. Yeah. Like, don't focus on them things, homie. Just focus on your grind. Figure out what you love doing. And this goes to all the guys out there. Like, you have to focus on your grind. Figure out something that you love doing. Go out there, strive to do it. Strive to be the best at it, and knock it out.
Yeah.
Because lots of people are looking for that. Lots of people are looking for someone to be the best at something. Whether it be like a tattoo artist, whether it be like a electrician, whether it be like an investor, or whatever it may be.
even if it's a hobby that you enjoy, you can, in today's society, you can make money off of anything. You can make money doing what we're doing, sitting on 2 office chairs at a round table talking about life. You can make money being an artist and showcasing your stuff on Instagram. Whatever it is, get good at something and build that community, amongst other men. Part of becoming more masculine and building your frame is surrounding yourself with other masculine people. Take a look at your friend group. Is your friend group a lot of beta males who don't take care of themselves, don't go to the gym,
do they want to be successful?
Exactly. Are they content with being average? Because those are the people, if you surround yourself with, that's what you're going to be like. If you're wondering where to start, well, number 1, I encourage you, go to the gym. Go to the gym. Nobody ever goes to the gym and leaves saying, "Ah, shit, I wish I didn't do that." Go to the gym and get stronger, because looks matter, man. Looks do freaking matter. That's your first impression, and that whole thing that society tells you, just be yourself and she'll like you if you're nice and respectful. Nah, dude.
That's not true.
That's not true at all.
She's gonna call you a fat bastard later down the line with your dad body. Yeah, don't fall for that shit, guys.
She's like, "Oh, I love the dad bod," and then there's an argument. It's a dad bod until it's an argument. Now it's a fat bastard.
Yeah. So be careful, man. Don't fall for that shit. Take care of yourself. All right.
You got arms, chest, and you got like a chiseled 6-pack going on. There ain't shit she can say to you.
Yeah, because guess what? She knows other women are looking at you.
Exactly.
She knows that you are valued, and that other women will pounce on you if she is not careful.
Exactly. And a woman will respect you a lot more if she knows that you have options too, because she's completely bombarded with men who are desperate and have no options. So if you're a guy who has options, and I'm not saying make her feel like, treat her like she ain't shit, but she needs to know what's up.
Treat a queen like a queen.
Treat a queen like a queen. Treat a thought like a thought. That's all I'm saying. Yes. Actually, matter of fact, don't even really associate with thoughts. Keep them as a plate, but be smart about it. That's what I'm saying. You don't lie. Damn, that guy was hauling it.
Yeah, you don't have to lie. You can keep it real. Lots of women like it when you're honest. Just
Yeah.
laying it down how it is. Hey, this is the way it is. This is the way I see it. These are my boundaries. X, Y, and Z. Bada bing, bada boom.
And you got to enforce those boundaries too. Don't be afraid to. Don't be afraid to hurt somebody's feelings if they are not serving your, I will not say purpose or intent, but stand up for yourself. A lot of hate and discontent comes from actually a lack of confrontation.
Yeah, when you don't stand up for yourself, that's where lots of times shit can come from, and it pisses you off as well because you put yourself into a self confrontation with yourself, and now it's all inside
Yeah.
you.
But yeah, fellas, just stay
Stay
strong.
true to
Stay
yourself.
true to yourself.
Love yourself and take care of yourself. Take care of your body, mind.
Yeah, and stay with your homies. Have your grow with your homies too. Like go to the gym. Like if you don't really have much friends and you're concerned, you go to the gym, talk to people. There's going to be people there who are willing to help you out. Learn from them. That's how you grow. Always be in the mindset of growth. And when you do make a mistake, which happens, don't beat yourself up over it. Like learn from it, accept it, move on, take it for the experience that it is. And eventually you'll start to see the world change around you. And this is what goes into the earlier episodes. Your mindset, change starts with the mindset, how you look, how you present yourself. All of this stuff matters, and when you have your bad days, learn from it, bounce back. There's no such thing as a perfect person, but every day try to become more and more perfect.
Exactly. Take care of that mind, body, and spirit. That's what you got to do. Try and perfect yourself a little more every day. Because guess what? Focus 20 minutes on yourself every day. Think about how many people who aren't focusing on themselves for 20 minutes every day. Not saying that you're better than them, but your actions are better than them. And you know that you're leveling up and then that they're following to their thing. And you have to help them because you have to become conscious of it. And then help your homies out. If they're having a hard time, you got to help them out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Yeah, help your friends out and grow together, And fellas, I know it's hard, especially with this type of conditioning in society. Like it's okay to be emotional every once in a while. Don't do it in front of women. Do it to your homies. Talk to your homies about it. Communicate with them so they know what's going on and know how it feels. Like holding shit in, even in my experiences, it's never a good thing. Talk to your friends, like they're there for you. Talk to your homies. And if they're not there for you, then find new homies who will be. And, but no matter what, it's okay to be emotional. Don't make your decisions on what you're going to do with life out of emotion because that can fuck up a lot of opportunities. And I'm still working on that. Take a chill pill. Don't think out of emotion. Us as men, we're supposed to be logical creatures. When we make our decisions, make it out of logic. If that's going to go to the gym, then do it. Do it with a purpose. Do it out of logic. And, be strong mentally. You got to be strong mentally in this world. This world is not made for emotional men.
Exactly. Women are the more emotional creatures, and that's why they depend on men. On top of that, and this is why it's important for men to keep that logical mindset that Jordan was talking about, because at the end of the day, us as men, we have to be able to keep our cool and think out of that logic and know the best option. Because lots of the time, women may say something or do something that's going to hurt you, but you as a man, you have to stay logical, and you got to let that knock you off your grind, or are you going to learn from it and be like, oh, damn, and then pick your chin up and keep walking forward. And this is what we need to do. And yeah.
Yeah. And in the purpose that you want to do, every man should strive for some sense of purpose. And it could be a small purpose, whatever it is, always have a purpose which you put first.
What's your purpose? What's your goal? If you make a broad purpose, you can be like, hey, I want to be able to help the world. I want to make it a better place, right? You know how many different ways you can make the world a better place? You could do fundraising to make the world a better place. You
Volunteer.
could volunteer. You could start a podcast if you want to. Start a business if you want to.
Yeah.
You
Just
you could help an animal on the side of the road across the street. Like,
yeah. Or just talk to someone at the gym because you're somewhere, you know, like just talk. Someone looks down, just say, "Hey man, how you doing?" You know, like you don't even know, like just being that good energy could
that kind person.
that kind of person makes you feel better about yourself than anything. Because when you start doing, I guess, random acts of kindness, remember, like I said, there's a difference between being the nice guy and being a kind and being a good man. There's a difference. But actually just genuinely being a good, kind person and helping people, it's good for yourself. It's good for your soul. Because then you'll start building this mindset where I deserve better. So you're not going to take shit from people when you know the kind of person that you are, you know, like if you're on some stupid crap, you know, like doing some stupid stuff, hurting people, if someone does it to you, you have no room to complain.
Exactly. And then us as men too, I would also like to put in, if we are holding ourselves to that standard and others to this standard, like possibly a lower standard, do you think that's helping us build our masculine energy as well as like the alphaness, like that women appreciate, because they see that we're kind to other people like that, and that possibly attracts, or no, it doesn't possibly, it does attract other females because they like the kindness in like males, but they also see that you don't take shit on top of that, and they're like, oh shit, I like that shit.
It's a balance, man. Girls don't like the asshole. That's just the loser's mindset. No, girls don't like the asshole. They like a guy who's not a fucking baby back spineless bitch. That's what they want. It's not they like the asshole who fucking goes out there and hurts them, you know, like that. That'll push a woman. They would rather deal with that than a beta male simp, because at least there's more excitement out of that, you know, like the dickhead. But
I don't know if I agree with that now.
How much women go back to their baby daddies who ain't shit?
No, because I'm talking about like that kindness of like treating like a waiter good, or like treating.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about like in general, like you should treat people good.
Like yeah.
But I'm saying like, what I'm talking about more so the nice guy stuff. That's more like, that's not genuine niceness. That's you being cringy and nice just to get in a girl's pants. But you have no moral. How can you be a good person if you have no principles, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And if a woman is left between the choice of a cringy, quote unquote, nice guy and a dickhead, she's gonna pick the dickhead.
Yeah. Exactly.
Over the nice guy, because at least the dickhead has some sorts of, you know, principle, excitement, principle, whatever, you know, like, and that's why you see like, going back to the same toxic relationships. But as a guy, you're not supposed to, you shouldn't be toxic. You have to be somewhere in the middle, the balance. You got to be able to be the asshole when you have to be. When you
you have to discipline the bad behavior.
Exactly. And she might think you're a dickhead for it, but you know, if you don't do anything about it and you allow it to happen and you react emotionally, it's going to continue to happen.
And she's going to just keep stepping all over your ass, disrespecting you.
Exactly.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah, but that's what I was trying to clarify, like on the difference between the asshole and the good guy. Yeah. Where you want to be is in the middle.
Exactly.
In the middle. You want to be true to yourself.
Yep, you gotta put yourself right there first. Hey,
and if she rocks with you and she desires you, hey, there you go.
There you go. That's
if she doesn't, don't change your behavior for any of that. Just
keep doing your thing.
There's plenty of fish in the sea.
Exactly.
As one of my grandfathers used to say, there's more women than churches. So yeah, but that's what it is, gentlemen. You know, I hope this discussion has brought some light into your life and realize some things about yourself. Remember to put your purpose first. Don't put her first. Don't let society tell you that's what you need to be doing. No, put yourself first, because if you can't be the best version of yourself for yourself, how can you be the best version of yourself for somebody else?
for your family down the road and all that. Because if you're not doing shit with your life right now as a man, what's going to make you valuable in the future? If you have a woman to hold you back on your inspirations and all the goals that you want to do now. So keep that in mind, fellas. Think about it. Don't try and settle down until you have your shit established. Maybe around like 27, 28, whatever it may be. But when you have yourself established and you have all these different things coming in and you have yourself valued as a man, and you know that you are the best version of yourself, that's when you should focus on your long-term relationship with a woman.
Yeah, and if it's a woman whose values and purpose aligns with yours, even better.
Exactly.
So there you go.
Boom. And then you guys are a power couple from there because you already established yourself and she wants to walk into your frame now.
Yep. Anyways, gentlemen, that's I think that's pretty much it. Right now, you got anything else to add?
No, that was episode 4. Thank you for listening. Follow us on Instagram at ReGrown Podcast.
Yep. And we'll be up on all platforms tonight. Well, I guess it depends on what time you're listening to this. But yeah, Sunday 28th, which is today, we're uploading this and on all platforms. So if you want to share the podcast, let your people know that it's on all platforms: YouTube, Spotify, wherever. We're on Apple Podcasts now, right?
Yes, we are.
There
yes,
we
we are.
So there's no reason not to be able to listen to this knowledge that we're spewing out. Go out there and make a positive change in the world for yourself and, in the world too, for whoever it is. This is what this podcast is about. It's about growth, grinding, and, just becoming the best version of yourself.
Exactly. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Share it on your Instagram stories. It'll mean a lot. We want to push this out there and change some lives. We're getting great reviews. Stand by. We will be releasing our website here soon in the upcoming months. So stand by for that. Yep. It'll be amazing.
We're going to have merch out there too. Be on the lookout. Anyways, guys, that wraps it up. We'll see you in 2 weeks with our guest.
Take care. Bye-bye.